verlaat op 'n somersaand en die lag op die rooi stoep aangelaat. Meer as woorde sê, meer as ek kan sê. En ek onthou vanaand alles van jou en daardie song van jou is op die radio. Meer as woorde sê, meer as ek kan sê. Jenny, onthou jy toe dit sonde was?
Jan Blohm has officially launched his brand new album titled Jenny. This comes after his studio album, Jaar, which raked in a string of awards for the Afrikaans rocker. The new offering is a love story, and in addition to the music, Jan is also focusing on his painting and sculpting. He owns an art gallery in Strand. Well, the multi-talented artist joins us now via Skype to share more on his new work. Jan, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning, Sipiwe.
Do tell us about your new album, Jenny. It's a love story. So what's the inspiration behind this offering?
Wow. Love is a tricky and an untricky thing, really. Love is all around if you're willing to focus on it. This time I tried to focus on telling one story. It's basically a story about two young people falling in love in a difficult time in the history of South Africa in the 80s, and the story from then till now, and all the changes and all the growth that happened, with everything in that time.
Now, this follows the success of your previous albums. Is it any different to your style of delivering music?
I think it's one would as you get older. I think music. Your approach to the music will change. I've always just tried to be as honest as I can musically as well. I think on this one, what I did was I gave a lot of the musical control over to the musical producers, and tried to focus on telling the story and being a storyteller instead of a musician as well.
And how does your painting come into the mix of everything?
I think it's all the same story. I think each artist finds a medium for himself to communicate, with the public or with his fans. And mine has always been relationships. I like to delve into different kind of relationships and tell stories, through the eye, basically through love songs or through relationship songs. And I think it's basically the same thing,
Well, in as much as you are an artist, you just said that every artist needs a certain medium to communicate a certain message. How would you classify yourself, a singer or a painter?
I would really classify myself very lucky as someone who tries to create something that hasn't existed before.
Right.
So just an artist. I wish I could focus on one medium. Maybe I would have excelled, but I've always just tried to create something that words only cannot tell.
But I guess then that it is a plus that you are multifaceted and versatile in your craft. And do you channel the same kind of creativity and inspiration for both your art and your music?
Yes, I think so. I think a lot has got to do, and I think when you talk to other artists, maybe as well, the few I know, it's a bit of an obsession thing. I think it's sometimes less talent than it is perseverance and work. I think it's an absolute obsession to create this thing. Someone asked me once, and I can explain it the best as saying, I think what an artist tries to do is, it's like telling someone who cannot smell, who doesn't have a sense of smell, how to, what a rose smells like, to put that into words. That's kind of what you try to do in your different media.
Yeah, and I see, just looking at your album cover, it is sort of an encapsulation of your various artistic abilities. And you held, the same day you held an auction the same day that you had the album launch. How did it go?
We did wonderful. We did really wonderful. I think especially in a scary time for artists, like the present, where we cannot do shows. Our normal flow of income is just a bit strange. It was incredible that people came out and did. The bit on the piece of artwork did so very well.
And what's your take on the shift in culture to launching online? Do you see yourself using it moving forward?
I think as a path, I think it opened up that avenue for a lot of artists. But that human contact is something I think I crave, and I think some of my fans crave. So we all, our prayers and everything is, going on, for a time that, we can be in the same room again, and, we can look each other in the eye and tell our stories to each other.
So, Jan, how have you been interacting with your fans?
Well, basically, we've been interacting online on the various online platforms. It has been difficult, but again, I think that the beautiful part of it is that there's a craving for contact. I think Bruce Springsteen sings about the human touch. I think as social creatures, we will always reach out for that contact.
And I know that so many artists are perfectionists. I mean, they're very critical of their own abilities and their own work. I mean, when they finish launching an album, then looking back, they're like, no, they're not so happy. Would you say, looking back at the kind of work that you've been doing, would you say that you are quite happy? And is there anything you'd love to change?
I am extremely. I think for the first time in this is I think my 9th album, and I think for the first time I can really look back, and especially in the time that it was created, and I'm just so proud. I don't think there is anything except maybe the singer that I would have liked to change.
Right. So why is the album worth listening to, Jan?
I think because it tells a story. It is about a story. It's not a collection of songs. I've never tried to do that. My albums, I've always tried to create a body of work that speaks one message. Right. And I think with the help of a lot of people, I think I came really close. And I think it's a beautiful story that came to me and all my friends, and I think it's a story worth sharing.
And how do we connect with you? How do we get hold of your music?
Well, it's real easy. It's all on all the digital platforms, okay. And people are welcome to visit my Jan Blohm fan page on Facebook. That's also where we do our live. Give the information where the live shows will be. If people are looking for a CD, there's actually at the gallery at the stage, if they want to come and see the art and the sculptures in the Strand in the Western Cape. But all that stuff is on Jan Blohm fan page on Facebook.
Jan Blohm, great chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for your time, and to keep pushing your passion.
Thank you so much.
Jan Blohm has returned with the new album titled Jenny. We just spoke to him on the work put into making the album a sensation, and of course his paintings. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment.
Jy en my verlaat op 'n somersaand en die lag op die rooi stoep aangelaat, meer as woorde sê. Meer as ek kan sê. En ek onthou vanaand alles van jou en daardie song van jou so op die radio, meer as woorde sê.